I've been on the internet for a long time, since the early days. YouTube first started, Reddit, and I noticed that these two websites have very different types of people. The YouTube audience is way cooler, way better in like every way. So if you're watching this, you're on YouTube. So you're in the good audience. You can feel good about that. But why is that? Why are the audiences so different? YouTube and Reddit, they're both websites that are kind of made by and for the people. People just create content, whatever they want, and post it up there, and other people consume it. It's not really run by the platforms themselves, the companies that run them. So if they're both similar in that sort of structure, why are their audiences so different? The Reddit audience has this reputation for being toxic, for being intolerant, for being snooty, they're like this archetype of this teenager that's like thinks he's better than people. And YouTube is more chill, it's more open-minded. People are more tolerant, people are more friendly. So why is that? What drives these differences? Maybe it's obvious or maybe it's not, but on Reddit, the communities are built around concepts or ideas, and then there are people who run those concepts or ideas, the subreddits that encapsulate those communities. So the community is sort of gated inside like a compound, like a cult or something. And then you have mods, the Reddit mods. They're the powerful people who can make decisions. They make rules. There's these rules in the community and you got to follow them. So already it's feeling very different from YouTube. Already you're feeling like you're sort of this part of a little club or something. It's very tribal. You're in your community and you want to feel like you belong. And then the core mechanism of Reddit is the upvote, And that's what everyone wants. They're so desperate. Just want the upvotes, man. And to get the upvotes, what you got to do is go into one of these communities and post something that everybody will like. Everyone will love it. And so the tactics that you use is you go into a community and you figure out what are the memes, what are the jokes, what are the things that this community really likes. And then you pepper those into your posts and they get a bunch of upvotes and you feel good about yourself. So there's this feedback loop where everyone's just trying to copy each other and be accepted so that their post gets an upvote. In contrast, YouTube, it doesn't have that same system. Yes, it has likes, and yes, there's this system where the popular comments sort of trickle to the top based on the algorithm, but it's sort of run by an independent third party that isn't emotionally attached in a community or something like that. It has a dark side to it. It's the system, and it can make decisions on your behalf that we may not all agree with. But it is, in a way, sort of an impartial third party, so you can kind of rely on the comments that trickle to the top to genuinely be pretty interesting, good comments that contribute to the video or whatever it is. So that system's totally different. And on the flip side, on Reddit, if people don't like what you post, if you post something that's against that community, maybe you post the other opinion, the opposite opinion of that community, you're gonna get downvoted. Oh, wow. So everyone will dogpile onto you and your post just gets buried at the bottom of the list. It's got this negative sign for the upvotes and it gets hidden so people can't even see it unless they click to unhide it. So you've been buried. And not only has your post been totally buried, but you've gotten this feedback that people hate you, that you're an outcast, you're a pariah. And that's a horrible feeling instinctually when we feel like we've been outcast. That's one of the worst feelings that we can have, like we're gonna die. We're left alone in the wilderness. So people want to avoid that at all costs. They do not want to post something that'll get downvotes. They only want to post things that get upvotes. Meanwhile, YouTube's like the total opposite. People will watch a video and they'll feel emotional about it. They'll have a response and they'll just post what they feel. If they're angry, they'll post that. If they have the opposite view, they'll post that. Just whatever they want to post. They just put it out there and they're free to do that. I understand that certain channels can have maybe moderators that'll like delete certain comments they don't like, but it is nothing like the Reddit mods. It's really not the same thing at all. So YouTube gives you this freedom to express yourself. And it's like a little bubble trickling through the water that filters through all the other comments that people might get a glimpse of it. So it's kind of like this break in the feedback loop. It's like a opposing force, a moderating force, you could call it, where you see these little trickles, these little bubbles of opposing opinions. So even though the popular opinions will go to the top and you'll see them with all the likes and everyone commenting and stuff, you'll also see little bubbles of these opposing opinions. So you'll kind of get an idea, oh, okay, people don't all agree. There's a few people that think differently. And that's healthy, that's good. It keeps you open-minded and aware of the other perspectives. And unlike Reddit, you don't get dogpiled on. You don't get a whole bunch of downvotes and you're like into oblivion or anything. YouTube doesn't even show the thumbs down anymore, which I think it's a positive change overall. It creates more healthy, positive environments where people are more incentivized, more they want to post more because they're not afraid of getting downvoted. So I think that's healthy. Another big difference is that on YouTube, we don't have like these compounds, like these cult compounds, these subreddits where everyone's group thinking, everyone's thinking the same thing together. Instead, it's all the YouTube channels are focused on an individual, more or less, or maybe a small group of people or whatever it might be. And because of that, it makes it more personal, the connection's more authentic, more human. And when we're forced to be more human, to see that it's just a human on the other side, not just like a screen name and a funny little alien Reddit avatar or something, it's a real human, and you start to feel a little more like, connected, and like you don't want to be a total dick. You don't want to just like rage at someone because they think differently than you. And the other nice part about YouTube is that you're not like, a member of a community. Yeah, you could subscribe, but it's not really the same thing. So if you don't like what someone's saying, they are really at odds with your beliefs or something, you just stop watching their videos. That's all there is to it. You could unsubscribe, but it's not like this big fanfare, like you're being expelled from a group in Reddit because you broke the rules, if that makes sense. Now, another dynamic in Reddit is this quest for power, because to be a mod, you get power and you can censor people and you can make rules. And a lot of people crave that. They want this power. They want to be able to have some authority because they feel like they put a lot of work into certain subjects. Maybe they studied it a lot. They feel like they're an authority on it. So their authority on that subject should be reflected in their authority over other people that are participating in discussing that subject. So you can get some really authoritarian subreddits where people who are very opinionated on a subject just kind of rule with an iron fist. And people see that. And the thing is, anybody can be a Reddit moderator. It's not like an employee of the company or anything. It's nobody official. It's just normal people. So other people aspire that they want to be a moderator someday. So they'll participate in the system, they'll do all the upvotes, they'll try to fit in, and they'll try to get everyone to know them. So maybe they too can be part of the power structure and feel some of this power, being a little tiny powerful person in this little subreddit compound. It's really creepy. So the result of that is that, yes, you get in Reddit, you get the hive mind, you get all over the world, all the best and brightest, you could say, minds coalescing on a certain topic to give you some of the best material to look at. But as far as the comments go, you are not getting a good, well-rounded perspective. It's not really helping you become a more well-rounded and well-developed person. You're just sort of getting the feedback loop. It's really more of an echo chamber than YouTube is. YouTube, yeah, you'll get the popular comments, but you'll also get all those dissenting voices. And plus, there's way more creators on YouTube than there are subreddits on Reddit. So there's a whole host of different communities you could go to on YouTube, and it just doesn't feel the same. You can come and go as you please, so it's much better for becoming well-rounded. I consider myself a very independent thinker. I don't want to be trapped into some ideology or some groupthink. I don't want other people to do my thinking for me. So YouTube's a much better platform for me. And as a bonus, the audience at YouTube is way nicer and way better. They're way open-minded. They can come and go as they please. So there's this freedom. And I just think it's a much better website overall. Even though it is ruled with a bit of an iron fist by the algorithm, and the company behind it has certain policies or agendas. It's going to push this and not that. It's going to censor you in certain ways. Yeah, there's a lot of negative downsides to that for an independent thinker. But just in terms of community and finding an audience and people that are like-minded, I think YouTube is way, way better than Reddit. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Let me know what your experiences are. Have you had nightmare scenarios in Reddit like I have, getting downvoted to oblivion? And which website do you prefer? Let me know.